All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience while we got everything set up. Um, Before we get into this Chained Echoes run, I did want to call out some donations that we got during the break. So I want to thank you so much to Garlic Sashimi, who donated $100 and said, excited to support a fantastic cause. Let's get those ice traps and trans rights, as well as $125 from Coyotic, who says, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, let's time to go do the Mario. So thank you all so much. That put us over $9,000. We are that much closer to doing that Sayonara Wild Hearts task, which is going to be amazing. We basically got one donation incentive left. That's to choose the character for Super Mario World. So you have a little bit of time to get that in, folks. We got this wonderful RPG run. Right now, Gino is in the lead, but it's only a $19 lead, so it is definitely well within the ability to be changed. But I'm going to let moonblazewolf introduce this game and tell you all about it. Which this game, by the way, which your donations graciously unlocked for us.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for donating to see Chained Echoes. Not just to see one run of Chained Echoes, but I'm actually going to do two runs of Chained Echoes for you because we have a bonus game. I guess it's more of like a exhibition afterwards. But I'm going to do a. This is any percent no CW, which stands for credits warp, and I'm also going to be playing off a fresh file, which basically just means that I have to play the game straight. I can only play from the file that I start. But after this, it's going to be fun. All heck is going to break loose. We're going to do an any percent unrestricted run that you all donated for. And I'm really excited for that as well, because that has never been shown off in a marathon. And it's pretty wild. So you'll probably understand it a lot better after seeing this run too, because this run has a lot of glitches in it. It is a lot of fun and it goes pretty fast. I'm going to do my best to keep up with that. By the way, I prefer to go by Blaze, so you can call me Blaze, and I use he, they pronouns. And I'm joined here on commentary. We've got a couple of really great Chained Echoes commentators for you today. We have Anchor, who is one of the folks who found most of the glitches, if not all of the glitches, that we're going to be showcasing in the runs today. And then we also have Deke, who is one of the development team. So would you like to introduce yourselves a little more thoroughly, Anchor and Deke?
Yeah, I'm Anchor. I was more into speedrunning years and years ago before I found glitches in this game, and kind of got back into it here with this. It's a really great game and also a really great speed run.
All right, and yeah, I'm Deke. I work for Deck 13 Spotlight, who is the publisher of Chained Echoes, and I myself am a technical producer there, which basically means that I did help out the main development team, which is Matthias, Linda, and with all kinds of technical stuff, a lot of stuff when it came to ports, and yeah, was pretty much yeah, involved on the technical side.
Yeah. Well, and Deke, I'm really grateful that you were able to be here. First of all, I know that you are over in Europe and it's very late for you, so thank you so much for being here on presumably a work night, although you video game developers, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what time is. It's fine. It's good.
Yeah, I just want to quickly shout out also, Deke is the creator of a really great game called Lunistis, which you should check out. I don't know. It's a lot of fun, and you may have also seen that game run recently in GDQ as well. So but yeah, this game, I also just want to mention one more thing and then we'll get underway. This game was created by one person, more or less, Matthias Linda, with music by Eddie Marianucro. I hope I said that okay. We're not really hearing any of the music right now because the intro track doesn't loop, but we'll hear it soon. And it is honestly one of the best video game RPG OSTs I've heard in a really long time. So shout outs to those two as well. And yeah, we do want to get underway here. I just want to show off my my accessibility menu options really quickly. These first three are basically to set the game to the easiest difficulty. And then we've got a fast text speed and then a couple of accessibility options here for flashing and no screen shaking because they're a little bit visually jarring. So we're going to go ahead and save that. And then we are going to get underway in just a minute. I'm going to do a countdown. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Also, as we're starting, can I just give a wonderful shout out to Games Done Quick for coming to visit us?
Oh, hi, Games Done Quick. Thank you for the raid. Hope you
Yes,
enjoyed
thank
Chained
you.
Echoes. And yeah, so we are getting underway here in Chained Echoes. This is a kind of a pixel art stylized turn-based RPG. And our main character here, Glenn, is basically a mercenary, sky pirate sort of character. And we're doing battle in Sky Armor, which Sky Armor is very, very cool. It's kind of a unique combat mode that this game has, in addition to sort of on-foot combat that we're going to see in a little bit as well. So not too much to say here. These first couple minutes are just sort of some tutorials for combat, and we're going to kind of layer on a couple things here as we're running through basically kind of like an active battlefield here. But Glenn is also joined by Killian, who is kind of one of his comrades in arms here, and the mission that they are on right now is there is a item that is being held at this castle that we're storming. I believe in the intro they call it the Opus Stone. We know it by a different name a little bit later on in the game, but Glenn and Killian are specifically trying to find the Opus Stone here, so we are looking for that. I love this visual right here.
That's so good.
Yeah, the airship falling from the sky. There's this incredible, the background, the foreground and the background contrast in this game is just really, really cool. There's some fantastic stuff that got done with the backgrounds in this game, and the art is just unbelievable. If you're a fan of pixel art, you will eat this game up. It is so good. So.
Yeah, it is really fantastic. But I do hope I'm still all about that that Matthias someday will release, I don't know, maybe a not a patch, but something where you can see the old placeholder background art, because that was real funny. There was some high quality MS Paint art.
Oh no!
And people should absolutely see it.
That sounds special for sure. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, give us the demake.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were gonna go the other way. I was thinking it would be like, yeah, we want to release like a HD, like upscaled version of some of this, but no, like for people who love pixel art, like I do and a lot of others do, I think this game really like strikes this wonderful level with just how detailed it is, but also how familiar it looks too. So. All right, and this is our first boss fight. This is YYN. Not too much to say here. There is a new mechanic that is being introduced in this combat, and that is the overdrive meter. Anchor, do you want to kind of explain the overdrive meter a little bit for everybody?
Yeah, so and there are a couple settings for it too to make it small, medium, and wide. You see there, he's in the green section. While he's in that green section, good job there. Spells cost, I think it's 25 or 30% less. And you also take less damage, and I think do more damage. So you really want to stay in that green area. And also, you might have seen at the top left of that meter is a suggestion of what kind of spell to use. And if you use one of that, it moves you down on the overdrive. And if you don't, you just keep going forward as normal. And try to avoid getting into the red.
Yeah, the red is bad. We'll talk about that a little bit more later because there's really only one fight that it comes into play. I'm going to need to focus here for this particular part. This is the first glitch of the run. We are about to go out of bounds for the first time. And this is the first time that I'm going to be going out of bounds where I need to rely on audio cues. So I'm going to be kind of focused on that. To get out of bounds, I basically need to get to the game over menu. So I'm going to do that right now. And now I need quiet time. Okay, perfect. There we go. All right. That was the hardest part. That was the hardest part of the run right there. So I did not do that perfectly at GDQ, and it was a little bit of a scary moment for me. So we're good. We basically just bypassed or we sort of broke out of the tutorial mode. And the really important thing is we unlocked fast travel, because fast travel is how I'm going to get out of bounds from here on out. And this is our friend Tack the Yak. We're also going to be relying on Tack for quite a bit. He's one of the unspoken MVPs of this run. But now I have fast travel. I'm on this game over screen again, and I'm going to actually just fast travel out of it instead of running blind, which is much more difficult. And when I fast travel out of this, something really interesting happens. Anchor, do you want to talk about this and maybe talk a little bit about how you found this?
Yeah, so and this actually differs as well from the initial out of bounds where you can actually pick up the resources like he's picking now. If you didn't do what he did now, you wouldn't be able to pick up those resources. So it's necessary for us to do the fast travel strategy of going out of bounds so we can pick up chests and resources. But yeah, this was kind of found by accident while I was fidgeting during playing casually. And I ended up opening up the map and fast traveling out and found myself out of bounds and able to move wherever I wanted. So yeah, a little bit of an accidental history there, but a very fun one that really opened up the game to speedrunning and getting broken.
Yeah, and it's also the reason why we do play on a down-patched version of the game. I don't know if I mentioned that during the intro, but we play this on patch 1.04, which was in use till about, I think all the glitches that I'm using in this run got patched out about a month after the game was originally released.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, Deke, what was? Tell us about when you found out, or like how you knew about this and how you found out about this amazing out of bounds that we're doing here.
So we found a bunch of menu glitches before release, like in the weeks before release. Mostly because the way the menus work, they're basically all independent from each other, right? So they're completely independent from the game state and from the other menu states. So you were always like kind of pretty easily able to overlay menus and do stuff in menus you weren't supposed to, and like override the combat state, like what you do for the out of bounds.
Yeah.
So
Just really
yeah, we
quick,
found a bunch
I just
of
want
them.
to jump
but-
in really quick for a second. I have the airship 6 minutes into the game, just so you know.
Yes.
That doesn't usually
That's
happen
fine.
until Act 2 if you're playing casually. So. I also have the sky armor. We're actually at the beginning of Act 2 right now. So anyway, I have all the modes of transportation, which is just going to open up even more glitches. But anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, we found a bunch of them. A lot of them could be fixed. There were a lot of funny ones where you could overlay like 3 or 4 menus in the main menu, which was really fun. There was one where you could delete Victor. I actually don't know if this ever was fixed, but it has never been found again, so it probably was. But yeah, there was just a bunch of stuff. We weren't just able to grab them all and fix them in time.
I did that glitch wrong. Hold on. I need a second. It's okay. I actually think that was fine what I was doing now, but I do need to set this glitch back up again. And this is another really important glitch for the run. So this is going to be the, I call this the SAS glitch, the Sky Armor Speed Swap glitch. Anchor, do you want to talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, so in Sky Armor, when you're flying, or even when you just use it, you go a lot faster. As you just did here, you can fly up and then select on foot. This game lets you do outside battles either on foot or in Sky Armor. What you're not supposed to be able to do is fly on foot. So Blaze did that. He flew up, went to on foot, got back down, and as you can see, he has a giant shadow now and moves at the speed of Sky Armor while still on foot.
Yeah. There's another interesting rink. There's actually a couple more interesting sort of extensions to this glitch, and it's really wild how some of the glitches in this game actually kind of build off of each other. And they don't necessarily conflict, which is really interesting. So there's some stuff that you can do later on, and we will do later on, that is sort of built off of the Sky Armor glitches as well. So right now I'm just getting one of the character's ultimate weapons. So
Yeah, no big deal.
just to kind of give everybody an update, I know there's a lot going on right now, but I basically have access to the entire world. I have all modes of transportation, and I have optimal movement speed and the ability to get out of bounds with no collision. So basically what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to cobble together all of the things that I need to defeat the game's final boss. Because we are going to defeat the final boss of this game in under an hour, which is pretty remarkable, honestly. I think most people's casual playthroughs of this game, I know mine was probably like around 35 or 40 hours or so. So, yeah, so we're going to beat it in under an hour, and we're going to beat it, quote unquote, legitimately. So there you go.
Well,
asterisk on that, but we'll get to that later.
And you saw Blaze pick up Soul of Farnese, both in that cave there and also earlier on that upgrades rusty weapons to their final form. And we have access to those already now. You're not supposed to get either of those gold chests until way later.
Yeah, they're kind of at the end. I'm actually doing an early tutorial here where we learn how to do the blacksmith and the deal system and a couple other things. We actually have to do this to get something in the game called a reward board. And I think we'll talk about that a little bit more after the tutorials, but the tutorials themselves are kind of boring. So, Scala, do you have any donations to read at this time? Or announcements?
Yeah, so one very quick thing, just because of how quickly those last 2 donations came in for the ice traps for Super Mario World, we let Coyotix, whose bid came in second, we let them move their bid around. So now Gino is very much in the lead for our Super Mario World sprite. Which, you know, with Super Mario RPG just getting its remake announced, I think is very fitting. We also got $25 from, I know, a dear friend of yours, Bursic Badger, who says, "Great job, Blaze, on navigating the darkness, but where'd the seagull go?" I'm assuming this is memes?
There was a funny moment in my GDQ run when I was lost out of bounds on that screen.
Oh no!
Eagle. There was I must have ran over a bird because the game does actually let you interact with the birds that are just kind of sitting on the map. Or it just like was a random sound effect. I'm not 100% sure which it was, but it really startled me, and it was actually kind of a funny moment. So that's what that was all about.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So. All right, we're done with the tutorials now, and my next objective here is I'm going to go ahead and just run to the end of the game because there's a lot of connected sections to this game. It's a very big game, but you can kind of just walk out the front door of the starting area and run to the end of the game area. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So
Yeah, we won't be able to face off against the final boss just yet. We're not quite ready, but we want to get to the fast travel stone so we can get back there for whenever we are.
yeah, and there's also a merchant at the very end of the game, as well as the area that we're gonna run through, where basically sells endgame gear, and we're just gonna go ahead and buy all of that. I'm actually gonna do a lot of that right now here. This game has an infinite money glitch, which you actually didn't find, Anchor. So
No.
while I'm doing it, do you want to kind of explain what's going on here?
Yeah, so now that we have Sky Armor and the ability to equip things on the Sky Armor, Blaze is going to equip something in the RAM slot and sell it while it's equipped. This kind of glitches out the game to think that really nothing's being sold since it's equipped, and you can just sell everything over and over, and it ends up corrupting the RAM that you put into the Sky Armor. If you mess around with it too much afterwards, it can soft lock the game. But as of right now, with how things are, we only need to use it one time. So yeah, can just end up selling over and over and over.
Deke, do you know anything about that one by chance? Because that was the only one. I think that's the only glitch in the run that Anchor didn't find. So
Yeah, and actually, it's also one that we also didn't know about. And also, I actually learned of this glitch when I was getting interested into the speedrun as well. I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Again, with menus being as they are, being independent from each other, it's like, yeah, all right, yeah, that makes sense.
As you can see, there's people in our party that are talking. That aren't in our party, sorry, that are talking. And people who won't be in our party that are talking.
we do see them at various points, but they never actually join the party, which is kind of a funny little side effect of a lot of what we're doing. This is not. I've joked with people. They were like asking if they were like, I haven't finished Chained Echoes yet, but I want to watch the run. Is it going to spoil anything? And I was like, not really, because it's not going to make any sense.
Right. There can be some funny things that happen, but they're not super spoily.
Yeah, this speedrun tells a story. It's just not the actual story of the game. So
yeah.
Those are some of the best
we're just kind
RPG
of running.
speedruns.
Yeah, exactly. You can make up your own lore if you want. It's great.
Yeah, in one particular character's case, it could be about facing yourself and confronting yourself.
That's true, yes.
In addition to all of the gear and stuff being very powerful here, I had to run really close to those enemies right there. That's a little bit of a scary screen to pluck that ether killer crystal out of a treasure chest, but that'll give one of my characters a nice damage boost later, so it's definitely worth it. I'm running around a boss right here. We're kind of, this is the area of the game where it's like right before the final save, before you go to the final boss. And we're just doing a little bit more housekeeping for some stuff I want to take care of here. I'm also trying at this point actually to pick up some of these orange circles. Those are called collectibles. They're actually kind of important to the run for a couple different reasons. But these ones at the end of the game are more important to me because they're going to allow me to unlock some stuff on the reward board that's going to give me some additional SP later on. So I do want to hit a certain number of those as I'm going through. And now I'm doing my big buy for the end of the game here. So this is a mix of gear that I need and stuff that is for safety. So we're do that, and then we're actually just going to go ahead and get out of here because I'm done, and I did tag the fast travel crystal there so I can get back. And we're going to go ahead and say hi to Tack again because he missed us. So
He's been very nice to you and not doing any base bleeds either, which does no damage, so it just wastes time.
Yeah. Tack knows he's in a speed run.
Yeah. What a pal.
Yep.
And that book, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, that book that he read when we were down at the final area, it might have seemed kind of random, but it opens up a spot where the island's, where it zoomed in on an island. It opens up the place where you can refine the rusty weapons of ultimate weapons.
Yeah, there was a lot of a lot of work that was done by Anchor and myself and one other member of the community who couldn't be here for the run, K-Plogs. If you haven't figured out yet, this run is essentially like an open world game, which is not an open world game for the most part when you're playing it casually. And it was really, really difficult to just kind of figure out like the optimal way to sort of get through everything. So we were really working hard, and there's not really like a right or wrong way to do a lot of this either. Just to kind of really build up all the stuff that we needed to beat the game. So it was a lot of work, kind of taking what we had figured out through all the glitches that Anchor found, and then really just kind of optimizing a way to actually beat the game in a consistent manner from that. So this is that blacksmith, by the way. We're going to go ahead and craft some really, really powerful stuff here, and then we should be good on gear for the rest of the game. And then after this, our goal is going to switch to getting the characters that we need and also getting them the levels that they need. This game uses an interesting leveling system called I'm blanking right now. Grimoire Shards. Grimoire Shards, thank you. And we need a certain number of them just to get the skills that we need to safely beat the final boss. It's not a ton, but we do have to kind of go through the tutorial to finish some of the tutorial bosses as well as some of the other early game bosses that we can beat efficiently. And so that'll be kind of like phase 2 of the run after we're done gathering all of our gear here. So
it's also the only might just be the fastest way to get all the other prologue party members that we need. I think we can pick them up in a couple different spots, but I think the tutorial is the fastest way that they all gather together.
Yeah, it's definitely the most consistent because also, and I know this was kind of a pain point early on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go finish Len's prologue now. I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, 20 minutes into the run, we're gonna finally go finish Len's prologue. This is the quest that we sort of started when we originally left town 15 minutes ago. So, but yeah, it's been a really interesting run to sort of be a part of the development of. It's really the first time for me as a speedrunner where I was involved in routing and everything from day one, which has been a really rewarding and cool experience. It really kind of gives you ownership over the run in a way that is really special and fun. I don't necessarily feel this way about a lot of the other games that I speedrun, and this is something really cool about it. I don't know. It's been a really good ride, and the game itself is just worthy of all of the attention and praise that it's gotten. So anyway, this is a sandworm. We're gonna one-shot it now because we have endgame equipment. So.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. I just saw a question in chat. Does this game have a randomizer? It actually does have a randomizer that someone has made in the community. So you can join the Chained Echoes Discord community. That's where we do all of our speedrun stuff. That's where the randomizer is, and a lot of other stuff too. So we do have our incentive for the turtle races coming up though, so I want to go ahead and hold on that because this is a really cool scene. You probably, if you've been watching, you've already noticed some of the callbacks to RPGs of the past, and this really reminds me of the Millennial Fair and Chrono Trigger. And what I was thinking is, there's 4 turtles, there's 4 of us, so I'm going to be Turtle 1. Anchor, you can be Turtle 2. Deke, you can be Turtle 3. And Scala, would you like to be Turtle 4?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
All right.
well, I'm the runner, so I'm going to go ahead and pick my turtle, and we'll see how we do here. But this is the turtle races, everybody. Enjoy.
All right, come on, two.
Let's go,
Go
4! 4! Come on! Oh, come on!
Oh, so far behind.
Yes! Yes!
Turtle 1 always wins the first time
Yeah.
for whatever reason. But I'll tell you how. If you're playing this game and you want to know a turtle's going to win, you just go talk to him. And the turtle that is very emphatic, so Turtle 3. So like if Deke was going to get a redemption story, we could do that again. No, I won this one. But yeah, thank you everybody for donating to watch the turtle races. It was a very silly part of the game, and something that genuinely brought a smile to my face when I played it for the first time. So
that music when it comes in is, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, it was a really random and dumb idea. Mostly from my coworker, because the band who did the track is actually good friends of him. I was like, why don't we make like a really intense metal track for the turtle race? And everyone was just like, yeah, sure, let's do that, I guess.
Well, it definitely worked, so
Yeah,
we
it does.
appreciate it. I just did another glitch for the first time. This one's called the save load fly glitch. I'm going to be doing it again here, so we'll get an encore. Anchor, do you want to kind of talk about how this one works?
Yeah, so
I still don't understand how this one works, so if you could explain it to me, I would appreciate it.
Whenever you have another save that has the sky armor and you can fly up, the state of flying carries over to whatever you load. So he's going to load up a separate file that he made, which is why this is fresh file, and fly, and then load up the save that he's currently doing the run on, and he will stay flying. And that lets you do kind of an impromptu out of bounds without needing to die. And since there's no fast travel within the prologues, if you died and tried to fast travel, I don't think there's a way to get back in. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the value of it is being able to avoid the random encounters that you would otherwise have to do, and it makes the route around a little shorter there too. So.
Yes, and you can also fly in battle, like Sienna.
Yeah, you can fly in combat like Sienna as well. By the way, that state does carry over, and visually it's just amazing. This one is my personal favorite right here, because now we're at the banquet, which is kind of to me, it's like a call out for Final Fantasy VI, the Emperor's Banquet. And yeah, so Victor is sort of greeting all the dignitaries and honored guests from 20 feet off the ground, which is very silly to me. So. I am going to actually answer the questions the way that you're supposed to get the best reward, which is an accessory called the life thread. It's a little bit of safety. It increases my critical hit rate, but and now we got Sienna again sneaking around on the ceiling here. So no wonder the guards can't find her. There's also a kind of a funny thing that happens because of the way we do the glitches that I always like to call out, and that is. If you're playing the game casually, you have to steal from a bunch of people with Sienna, and that's part of why the guards are looking for her. But because we did the glitch to get around that part, Sienna never actually stole anything. So Sienna's innocent. I don't know why everybody.
Yeah, she did nothing wrong.
Yeah, come on.
Sienna did nothing. Yeah. So good stuff. Anyway, yeah, we're still flying, so we're just gonna run over this part again.
But I guess she did steal the tokens from Victor, so.
That's true. She did steal from Victor. She definitely ripped Victor off. So
yeah,
that is a fair point. But she didn't steal from like the other people in the town.
Yeah,
so.
no.
All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of menuing here. So I'll be busy for a second. If you got a quick donation or announcement, Scala, this would be a great time for that.
Let's see. Don't have any new donations, but I will remind people of two things. First of all, we are trying to hit $10,000 by the end of Super Lesbian Animal RPG, so that way we can have our bonus game, which will be a task run of Sayonara Wild Hearts, which we're all very, very excited for. Also, we've been having a wonderful selection of shirts that were made for this event by the Yeti. Today is basically the last day you can get in and order one of those shirts. There are 3 fabulous designs, and for every shirt sold, $5 will be donated to the Trevor Project. So you can use !Yeti in chat. I'll go ahead and do that for you. Feel free to check out those shirts and feel free to pick one up.
Awesome. Yeah. Good updates. Thank you. That is the Forgotten Mantis. He's gone now. So yeah, a lot of these are endgame, or they're early bosses that I'm fighting with endgame gear. So by the way, a little bit earlier on, I got the reward board earlier, and the main reason I did it is just there now. I was able to sort of skip the end of the tutorial section because I don't really need to do it. Instead, we're going to go ahead and get Bathraz, who is my personal favorite character in the game. So. This is the town of Rock Bottom. Go ahead.
There was something to be careful with early on with picking up Bathraz here. If you had someone in the second slot, Bathraz by default, since we're in a part of the game where the party is kind of split up, and the second slot should be free by default. If Bathraz comes in the party and someone's in that second slot, it deletes them forever.
Yeah. Yeah, you learned that one the hard way running this game to make sure to take care of that. So, but yeah, this is Bathraz. Bathraz is really great.
Yeah. By the way, if you play the game for yourself and you're in rock bottom, I would suggest talking to all the NPCs. They're all very friendly.
What's your favorite, or who's your favorite character, and what's your favorite area of the game, Deke?
Oh dear. I would
Put you on
say
the spot a little bit here.
Yeah,
yeah.
menuing. I would. Thank you. I would actually say, yeah, but Bathraz is a pretty strong choice. I do like Victor a lot, actually. And Amalia as well. Like, those are my 3 favorites, I would say.
Yeah, those are all really good. I like those. Good picks.
Yeah, and as for the area, I think the one area I was just completely amazed when I tested it for the first time was actually the city of Nisa, which is just a beautiful final area. I think. Yeah.
My personal favorite area, which is not going to get seen in the run at all, is Shambhala. So big fan of Shambhala.
Good choice.
That was an actual Sky Armor fight. We do this to get a Grimoire Shard and a chunk of SP, but this is the one thing that will actually get rid of my Sky Armor speed, unfortunately, so I will have to go back and reset that glitch after this fight, but it's kind of unavoidable in our quest to get the levels that we need to actually finish the game, so...
And you'll notice he had to die once. That's kind of the limitation of the Sky Armor speed swap. It takes you out of being able to use the actual Sky Armor. So when you die and do in Sky Armor again, it allows you to use it in the fight.
Yep. We're going to get our only recruit here. This is Bao. Bao is going to give me extra SP in some of the fights that I'm going to do. So Bao is very valuable because we do have to do a short grind at the end of this run, unfortunately. It is an RPG, so you know you're gonna probably have to do a little bit of grinding if you're gonna beat it in under an hour. But we'll keep it to a fair minimum. We're gonna go ahead and talk to Tack first, and we'll get our speed back here. So.
Oh, you almost got him.
Len, you were so close. Good try, Len. Poor Len. Len does not deserve this.
Yeah, no, she really doesn't.
right, and then there's a very quick right that you have to do in that menuing sequence to get the glitch to work correctly.
Yeah.
So if I don't always get it the first time. Oh, by the way, Tack, if you're a fan of Tack like we are, just look away for a second.
Look-
Don't worry,
look away.
Tack will be back. It'll be okay. I need his square on the reward board. Tack is the
No.
secret square. If you haven't figured out by now, this run is pure chaos, by the way. So
Yeah,
if you have
I mean,
any
we're fighting a
questions
villain.
about what's going on, just you can talk to me later. There's too much. It's too much.
This run
But
is a
don't
lot,
worry,
yeah.
everyone. Tack is back. Tack is okay. I promise.
This will be something for the grinding section. If you notice that turtle at the bottom right, it was shiny. That gives you on that enemy double ESP.
Yes, we like shinies.
Yes, in chat, we defeated a building. Just...
It was a mimic. It wasn't really a building. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
What I'm actually doing right now, it might seem kind of random, but I'm completing 8 squares on the reward board because the reward board uses a chain system. So you have to like make a path basically of a certain number of squares. And I need an 8 path to get an extra Grimoire shard, so that's why I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Also, this is our first job shrine. There are a bunch of shrines in the game where you can get advanced job, and you basically equip shrines like items in this game. And they're extremely powerful. We're only going to get 2 of them in the run, but I think in the actual game, there's something like a dozen or so, I want to say.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so now we've got the warrior emblem, which we're going to go ahead and put on Rob. And we are done with our 8 chains, so we're going to go ahead and do the next thing we need to do here, which is one of my favorite little things that I figured out as I fly right past it for some reason. We're going to go ahead and fight the Sin Eater, who is one of the early game bosses, but he is definitely kind of like a tone setter for some of the bosses in this game, and he's just got really, really cool style, really incredible sprite work. So, and it's a fairly difficult boss when you play the game casually, if you play it on normal. So,
Oh yeah.
we're going to go ahead and make him look a little silly here, but this is a little bit of a tricky fight to optimize, and I can't guarantee if I'm going to be able to optimize it because there's a little bit of randomness to it. But what I'm hoping for here is I want to be able to use Bathraz's Ultra. It looks like I might have to wait a little bit here, so I'm trying not to do too much damage to him because after he has damage barriers, and every time you hit one, he will do an interruption and a snap. So, and that kind of changes the battlefield. It basically wastes a bunch of time. And I wanted this Poetic March a little earlier, but unfortunately I didn't get it. So, but we'll go ahead and cycle back around to Bathraz now, and he will be able to finish the fight with his Ultra, which is very cool. Every character has an Ultra move like this, and you always start every boss fight and shrine fight with a full Ultra meter, so... Seems a little bit overkill for the shrines, but that's just my opinion as a strictly casual player of the game. But yeah, that's a really cool boss right there.
Very nice.
And we only have a couple things left to do here before we're ready to grind. I'm gonna go get a second emblem, which I actually do have to get the rewards off the reward board now.
As you can see, we have red dots on empty spaces that we haven't visited yet. It still counts those.
Yeah. Again, don't worry about it. It's fine. I did not get... Oh, I didn't... I know what happened here. I didn't put... I should have put Killian back in, but that's okay. That's on me. We will still defeat this fight very quickly. It'll take a few more turns than normal. Love this music, by the way, in the shrines.
Yeah,
It's
at least
such a
we hear the music now.
yeah. This game really rocks out at times, and not just during the turtle races. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Eddie's soundtrack for this game is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I just did the thing again. So, all right, Killian, get back in there. I'm not going to forget a third time. Whoops. There we go. We have one last boss to fight. This is the puppeteer fight. This boss is a little bit visually intense, so if you it's not like a seizure-inducing level, but it is a little bit intense, so if you're sensitive to stuff like that, just go ahead and look away for probably about 30 or 45 seconds.
Remember, this would be an especially difficult casually, too.
Yeah, it's a tricky fight for sure.
Yeah.
This whole area is very interesting. It's very confounding as a speedrunner, I have to say, too, but it's one of the hardest sections to do well in the glitchless category for this game, which is a really great category, by the way. If you don't feel like doing glitchy speedruns, this game also has an incredible, and I'm a little bit biased, but I think this is a genuinely, like, really, really good glitchless run as well. World record is currently 325 for that, so it is very attainable as a speedrun if you're looking at this game and wanting to get into it, but not wanting to do all the glitches and stuff like that, so... All right, and now we are ready for the grind. We'll do just a little bit of setup here to kind of talk about what's going on, but then we will have a bunch of time for donations. So I'm just going to do some menuing. We need to learn our last skills here, because when you are gaining SP in this game, it will go to learned skills as well as kind of like an extra pool of SP that you have. So we want all of our skills learned before we start doing the grind, so that we get to double dip that way, I guess. And the really important skills that I need to learn are on Rob here. They're water attack and charging. So now I have exactly the amount of SP, or Grimoire shards, excuse me, that I need to learn those skills. And we'll get some useful skills and stat ups on our other characters as well.
Yeah, one great part is even if you're not in the active party, you still get SP, which is very nice.
Yeah, it's really nice to keep your whole party basically.
And he's grabbing all these things on the reward board too, because those also give SP. Just cuts out extra grind fights.
Yep, and now we are going to be counting to 150. It should take, on average, about 15 encounters, and they will all be done in one swing. So while that is going on, I'm going to count silently to myself. Everybody watch out for sparkles. And Scala, if you have stuff that you would like to read, you got a couple minutes here.
Oh, I am so excited, though. So what are the names of our little friends that we're going to be using to grind XP on?
They are pig ears.
Pig ears. Okay, I'm used to eggs for this purpose.
Me too.
But yeah, I do have some donations that have come in. We received $100 from Botulism Sauce, who I know is a long time donator to Power Up with Pride, who says, "I almost missed Power Up with Pride," cries, but you didn't. And also, there's so many amazing runs that you can go back and you can watch. VODs will be cut after the event is over, and you'll have plenty to enjoy. We also received $50 from Zando Toaster. Thank you as well. I will give a little check-in on that Super Mario World to pick Mario's palette. Gino is very, very firmly in the lead with $269, but Peach is next up at $56.90. So there is still a little bit of time left if you'd like to change that ahead of Super Mario World. And just as a reminder, chat, we are trying to hit 10K by the end of Super Lesbian Animal RPG. And if we do that, we get to have a bonus task run of Sayonara Wild Hearts, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. And y'all want to see that. But to do that, we need your support. Luckily, we're not too far away, just a little under $750. So If you'd like to continue to support the marathon, get us one more game to end strong on. And if you've never seen Sayonara Wild Hearts, oh, you are absolutely in for a treat. That game is absolutely gorgeous and queer as heck.
It's true.
So we would love to have the chance to show it off. But I'll give a little rundown of why we're here, who we're supporting.
Last
as I'm
one, by the way, but I'll be
Okay.
leveling up some skills and stuff after, so you're still
Okay.
good.
Sure. We are here to support the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. If you would like to know more about them and their amazing programs, you can visit them at thetrevorproject.org to access their services, find out more about their impact, and to donate to them after the marathon. They are a really amazing organization, and they are truly needed now more than ever. I believe very strongly in queer solidarity, and that absolutely has to start with all of our lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, and questioning youth. They definitely need our support more than ever right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I haven't gotten a chance to say it yet in the chat or while we've been doing the commentary, but can we get some trans rights in the chat?
Trans rights?
Absolutely.
I-
This game is also pretty queer. There's multiple bisexual characters in this game, and I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. So
Oh, that's like the quickest way to sell me on anything. As one of your resident disaster buys, I love any game that lets me be bisexual.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like we have a little bit of a personal connection history with Sayonara Wild Hearts as well, too, Scala, if I'm not mistaken. I saw you play that game for the first time, or you saw me play that game.
I saw you play it for the first time. Is what it was.
I can't wait to see that task. That is going to be so cool. So
Yes. And then at one event, I think it was actually the last Winter Pride, I did a Sayonara Wild Hearts inspired Zeroma sprite for Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise.
that's
also,
right. I do remember that also.
Yes. Also, thank you, chat, for filling this filling this Twitch chat with like beautiful trans pride hearts.
Yep. And just to get everybody updated on where we were at in the run too, this is the final boss fight. There are some characters on the left that we have not met, including a wonderful doggo named Cress. Don't worry about it. But you may have also noticed that we are facing off against Killian, who is about to also be in our party. Again, don't worry about it. This is the Alfred engine, which is the one that we're gonna do this fight, and this is a pretty intense fight, so I'm gonna have to focus here. I'm gonna let Anchor kind of narrate what is going on here. So,
Yeah, so I know stuff goes fast, but Blaze picked up a bunch of items that are going to help maximize damage against weaknesses. Just like in Final Fantasy, where there's some oil status that you can put on people that makes you weaker to fire. This game has it for every single element. And Rob is the only one this early on who can expose hitting against two weaknesses. And have it stack. He can hit against water weakness and against earth weakness via the earth belt. So as you can see, he just pumped out 3,000 damage in an AoE, more if any of those crit. Victor and Bathraz are the ones that help apply the statuses to everyone. Luckily, they are both AoE with how they do theirs. As you can see, Bathraz just did there by putting heavy on everybody. And yeah, again, like this moves very fast, but this fight can also just be very, very fast. Before we started using Rob, this fight was absolutely terrible to do. That mage that just got killed was one of the biggest detractors to this fight. He has so many abilities that can kill you, or his AoE does a lot of damage, and then right before he dies, he can do something that drags you down with him to die. But yeah, absolutely great fight. Nice job.
Very nice.
yeah, that went very smoothly. There is an ability that it can use called Death Stagger, which is not fun, and thankfully we did not see that at all. So, and then this is the final boss of the game. This is a really amazing, epic fight. Multi-phase, very story-heavy boss fight, final boss fight. We are unfortunately not going to see any of that. So if you want to experience this boss fight for yourself, which I greatly encourage you to do, you will have to go buy the game for yourselves. Once I do this right here. Hold on. I'm lost in my thoughts. I will be okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, there.
Yep.
Yes, the double back as well.
Yeah, my fingers are not connected to my brain super well at the moment. We're gonna take the Sky Armor into this boss fight and one-shot the boss instead. So
This hurts me so much, but it's really fun.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry we did this to your game.
As you can tell by Glenn being turned around backwards, this is not supposed to be happening. You are not supposed to bring the Sky Armor into this fight.
Time is coming up, by the way. That is time.
Nice, good job.
Sorry,
Very
I should have
nice.
given a little more warning there, but I was excited.
That was a great final boss.
It's such a good final boss fight too. Like I cannot, and we also skipped the first phase, which is an actual Sky Armor fight. So,
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I cannot say enough good things about this game. It is an incredible speedrun game. It is an incredible casual game. It is one of the best RPGs with one of the best stories that I've played in a very long time, and I have played a lot of RPGs over the years. So, I do not shower that praise on this game lightly. It is a wonderful, wonderful game. And it is absolutely worth the $20 to $25 that you can probably pick it up for on all consoles as well as on Steam. So, but wait, there's more. We will also have a bonus run. So I'm gonna let the credits roll for just a second here. And I don't know. Anything else we want to say about this run specifically before we set up for the bonus run? I kind of just showered my praise on the game just now, but Deke or Anchor, do you have anything else that you want to add right at this moment?
So,
Go ahead, Deke.
oh, thank you. Oh yeah. First of all, thank you so much for the praise. It was a long journey, so it's really nice to hear. And to do my due diligence, a little plug. It is as Silvermoon just wrote in chat, indeed on sale right now. So it might be a good time to pick it up now.
Oh, absolutely. No, I all I have is praise as well. Especially, I mean, this really brought me out of even almost just RPG but speedrunning in general. LOL, like I was kind of disenchanted with a lot of RPGs that I have played and with speedrunning in general. But this really brought me out of that. I'm really thankful for that. It was just a really great game and really fun.
Yeah, and it kind of caught me out of nowhere too, and it really is a special game. So, but we're gonna show off that any % unrestricted run, and I do need to do a little bit of resetting of the game state. So I think we're just gonna go to a quick intermission, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll give Scala a chance to read a few things, and then we'll come back and do our encore for y'all.
All right, chat. Well, we are setting up for that extra run that you all were so very kind to unlock. We did have a $30 donation came in from Botulism Sauce that says, "It's me again, Bocce. Let's get to that task run. Help me out, chat." So we have a few more games before we can get to that. As you see now on deck, that locked game, Sayonara Wild Hearts, which we need to hit $10,000 by the end of Super Lesbian Animal RPG in order to do that. So we only need about $700 to get there. I have faith in you, chat. I know you all can get there. You all have been so generous so far. We really cannot thank you all enough. But I will also give a reminder, since we're just sort of chilling here on the intermission screen, you can see those beautiful shirts from the Yeti that I mentioned earlier. Again, today is the last day to pick those up, and $5 of every shirt sold will go to the Trevor Project. But hey, we're already back!
We're already back. Are we back on stream? Are we back?
We're
We're back.
on stream.
I'm back. I had to look at OBS, so I closed chat. Hi, chat. You're cute. Okay. So this is going to be any % unrestricted. We already talked about all the glitches, so thankfully we don't have to explain too much of that again. There's one little wrinkle that we'll see in this run that I'll kind of explain when we get to it, but this is something that's relatively new to me as well, and I know, Anchor, you did a lot of work on this too, so I have my way of doing it in a pretty quick fashion, but the main thing that I will just call out before we get underway, because this is going to take probably about 6 or 7 minutes, is we took out the no CW part. This game does have a credits warp, and you are about to see that. So I think we'll go ahead and just get it underway here in 3, 2, 1, go again. The first minute or so of this run is going to look exactly the same, by the way, but then it won't anymore. So because I'm going to do these first 2 Sky Armor fights, and then when we land on the beach, we are going to have a save that is already ready to go, so we can kind of start doing the glitches in advance. So that's going to be what is happening here. That'll be a little bit different. I no longer have to rely on files that were created out of my own game state. So maybe think of it as a new game plus. I don't know. We kind of talked about that a lot on the Discord when we were trying to figure out categories, because it does require you to have a pre-made save file so that you can do these glitches. But a lot of the same rules still apply. So
I feel like this had the most discussion about categories more than any other one.
Yeah, I mean, it was good discussion too. So
it was great. Yeah.
I just have to save that one more time because I forgot to change the difficulty settings. Okay, so I'm gonna load a save file that I made before the run today. This will look familiar. Hi, Tack.
Not again.
Just can't escape. We cannot escape our fate with Tack the Yak. All right. So I'm gonna set up the save load fly glitch here and the Sky Armor speed as well. Okay, and I'm gonna save this file again. Oh, I might have to do this again. We'll see. We'll see if it lets me land. Oh, it did. Okay, yeah. You actually are on a little bit of a timer when you set that glitch up, which is a little bit weird. But the menus it'll open the game is nice. When you game over, by the way, the music is completely heck now. Don't worry about it. But when you game over, the game does actually let you do a retry, but it brings the menu up first. So when you do that glitch, it kind of puts you on a timer. Oh wait, I'm just doing this. Where it will start opening those menus again if you're not ready. So, all right. So now we're on this battlefield. Oh, I need to wait on this because the game can soft lock if you don't let this play out a little bit. So we're just gonna let a little bit of this cutscene play.
Yeah. There is someone at the world record holder who is able to go throughout this scene and skip it immediately and still have everything be okay, but I have yet to find a way to make that consistent.
Yeah, for sure. So, and this will look familiar as well, except we're going to die in the YY fight now. Now, the interesting thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do a save load off of this black screen. So I'm going to focus here for a second. Should be good. And yeah, hi, here comes Glenn. And we won the fight. Yay!
Yay!
Good job, everyone. We won the fight.
GG.
We did it.
I love that glitch. It's so silly.
Yeah.
Because you're actually controlling Glenn there. Like I ran him from stage right or whatever to make that happen. All right, so now we're flying in Farnsport. Look at all those cool houses in the background. Isn't that a cool background?
Yeah, now you can see the background nice.
Yeah, a nice benefit from this glitch is seeing the great backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without the ugly city in the front.
That soldier said you can't pass. Why'd you pass?
I didn't listen to him. All right, so now we're gonna fly up here to. This is the screen I was navigating when I was out of bounds, by the way. Just gonna do it this way this time. It's much easier this way.
And the only thing that this isn't beneficial for, or why we don't use it in a regular run, you have to land before entering an area in this mode, and you can't fly back up by yourself until you get the sky armor. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so now we've basically done everything we need to actually get out of bounds with the no collision state. So we're going to do that. And I also have the Sky Armor speed, which I didn't have the first time I went out of bounds in the no CW, the restricted run, I guess we'll call it. I don't even know. But yeah, now I'm just running to the end of the game. And we're just going on a little journey here. All these places that we've never seen, but we're just kind of following our heart to the end of the game.
Right.
There's a big monster. Hi, big monster.
Since you did mention there is kind of an unrestricted one for this, but no one's done it, and it would involve something that K-Pogs in chat found of using a certain character to kind of cheese the final fight.
Yeah.
More than we already cheese it, just without having to do much of anything.
Yeah. If any of you played Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise and you are familiar with Edward strats, I know what you're talking about. It reminds me a lot of Edward strats, except it's actually easy to do.
Oh.
But it's kind of the same idea. You grind down the final boss a little bit at a time for like 25 minutes or something absurd. So
Oh my god.
yeah. It's not fun. It's a different kind of not marathon safe. It's not marathon safe because it would be very boring to watch.
Yes.
And we would not get invited back.
Yeah, it's probably the most boring route of the game. But
But it works.
it does. Yeah, it is the fastest. Fastest doesn't have to be exciting, but I don't think there will be many people who do that one just for how simple it
And
is.
time is, I'm just going to interrupt you because time is coming up here. I'll go over here and time.
Nice.
Nice.
GG.
Thank you. Did you find that one too, Anchor? Did you find the credits warp over there?
Cat busted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Which led to a whole bunch of other things of finding out that scenes are loaded on the side in some areas. So Hermit's Isle has a bunch of cutscenes loaded in the out of bounds areas, and you can jump to different acts by just going out of bounds and loading a cutscene. So
Oh, I think I accidentally skipped the credits before they loaded. I've been placed before the final boss. I can save my game to receive a completed file, save file tag. So I think that is our cue. I'm glad I actually rolled the credits a little bit before we went to this run because yeah, you're not going to see them this time. So
yeah.
but yeah, no, this was super fun. Thank you, Power Up with Pride, for having me. I think this is probably my 4th Power Up with Pride run, and I'm really honored every time I get included in this marathon. It's for one of the most important causes to me as a gay man that is out there, and it is a really important cause now more than ever. So thank you to everybody who donated to unlock this game, to unlock the bonus run, and to unlock the turtle races. Keep donating if you are able, and let's definitely get that $10,000 for the Sayonara Wild Hearts task. I will definitely be watching that later on, probably while I'm playing a little bit more Final Fantasy 16, but that is neither here nor there. Thank you so much again for having me. I'm moonblazewolf. You can find me at twitch.tv/moonblazewolf. I usually stream 3 nights a week. I speedrun a variety of RPGs and indie games, as well as some casual RPG playthroughs and randomizers from time to time. So,
Oh. Thank you so much, Blaze. It was an absolute delight to have you. It was an absolute delight to be your host. Also, where can we find your wonderful couch?
I will let them tell you.
Yeah, I think it's put in the chat there, but I'm Anchor Eternal on Twitch. I don't stream as much. Wife and 4 kids prevent that a little bit, but when I do, I generally like to do some speed runs of this and Contact. But yeah.
Oh, shout outs to Anchor's kids, by the way, who were really, really great during this run. As
Yeah.
far as I could tell, because I don't think you missed a beat there. So,
No, they were really great.
yeah, thank you. And Deke?
All right, and yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/Deek64 if you're interested in game development or lately a lot of Klonoa speedruns. Yeah, would be great if you want to check it out and just hang out, have a good time.
Yeah, thank you again for having us.
Thank you too. Also, chat, this is the end of my hosting shift. It has been absolutely wonderful to have some time with y'all. But Rujasu is going to be taking over. You will all be in good hands, and we still have so much more marathon to go, so many more things to see, and we still got to hit that 10K so we get that one last little cherry on top of this amazing Sunday that we've put together. So thank you all so much. I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day or night wherever you happen to be in the world. And we'll be back in just a little bit with Super Mario World.